Welcome back to How to Watch TV. I'm your host, Stephen Mosley, and this week we're going to talk about how to watch Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. This is what I call Trek 102. So last week I talked to you about how to get your friends to even give Star Trek a shot. Today I'm going to talk about how to watch Trek. As a Trekker, there is a certain way to watch Trek to really enjoy it. I came up with the idea for this episode after having a couple of friends over about a month or so ago. They came over to have a Star Trek party. I know you're thinking, the Star Trek party, Star Trek watch party. Had to make sure that they're watching Trek the right way. So anyway, we had a Star Trek party and we were talking about some of the Trek episodes, and I asked them how they liked it. They're like, oh, really love Next Generation. By the way, the best of the Trekker series of Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or Voyager, the best one is Star Trek The Next Generation. But they were saying they love Next Generation and they were just getting into Deep Space Nine, and they tried to watch Voyager but they didn't understand it. And I asked them, I said, well, are you doing it the right way? Are you watching Deep Space Nine and Voyager every other week? And they go, what are you talking about? And I said, you're not watching Trek right. You don't understand it because you're not doing it in chronological order. See, this goes back to the myth that we talked about last week, that Star Trek's not connected. See, Star Trek is very connected. And today, helping my whiteboard, I want to teach you how to watch Trekkers. How to watch TNG, Deep Space Nine, how to watch Voyager. First off, you got to understand that the first of the new series is Star Trek The Next Generation. Came out in 1987. And you watch all the way up to the middle of the 6th season. So how it works is Star Trek Next Generation comes out first. In the middle of the 6th season, you see Star Trek Deep Space Nine, as you see behind me. And then in the middle of the 3rd season starts Star Trek Voyager. So what you'll do is you'll watch Star Trek The Next Generation. And as some of you know, Star Trek Next Generation has a character from TNG that goes to Deep Space Nine. So this will happen in the middle of season 6. After you watch the episode Ship in a Bottle, which is a great episode that deals with the holodeck character, amazing episode, you will then begin to watch the first episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's a 2-part episode. From that point on, you will watch one episode of Deep Space Nine, one episode of Next Generation, until you get to the very end of Next Generation, and then you'll just continue to watch the Deep Space Nine episodes until you get to the middle of season 3. In the middle of season 3, Voyager will depart from Deep Space Nine on their mission. So in the middle of season 3, when you get to, there's a 2-part episode called Past Tense in Deep Space Nine. You watch both of those episodes, and then you will start Voyager. And then from that point on, it will be every other episode. Voyager, Deep Space Nine. Voyager, Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is a pretty great series. When you get to season 4 of Deep Space Nine, you want to take a pause and you want to go watch one of the Star Trek movies called Star Trek Generations. It's a Star Trek The Next Generation movie. Once you've watched that, which is probably the best Next Generation movie, maybe, some would debate First Contact, but I would say Generations is the best Star Trek The Next Generation movie. You watch that, then you could start Star Trek Deep Space Nine, season 4. And you'll continue the pattern. 1 week Deep Space Nine, 1 week Voyager. 1 week Deep Space Nine, 1 week Voyager. This is just an overview of how to watch Trek. But believe me, my friend, when you watch Trek this way, you'll never be confused again. And you truly, truly will enjoy Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. And now you know how to watch Trek. Please like and share this with your friends and comment on the Twitter machine.